Welcome everyone. TheDailyWoo here as the recording of this Friday, June 25th, 2021. Beginning this episode here on the, what appears to be a little construction is taking place on the Celebration Lakefront in Florida, Central Florida, Celebration, Florida dock. They are doing a little work back here, fixing this dock that runs along here. They have a little caution tape as well. And it is a real beehive of activity as far as some workers over there fixing this little area up. And that kind of ties into what I want to talk about today. The Celebration movie theater, which is just right over there on Water Street, corner of Water Street and Market Street, has been closed for about a decade, give or take 10 years. I do not have a lot of information on this subject, and I brought it up in the past. And a little light is going to be shed upon that today, meeting up with the guy who is going to give some information on not only possibly the history, as well as the future that is going to be taking place, the proposed future of what is going to happen to that theater, which in the downtown region, the hustle and bustle, well, most of the time, very low-key, but during certain events, very busy during Christmas, Halloween, on the weekends. Celebration Florida and the lakefront here are very populated with a lot of people. And I am not a business owner. I do not know how things work, but I would assume that it would probably make a little bit of money, and it would be in the best interest of the community to reopen that theater. I could be wrong. I am not an expert. I'm gonna get some information. I'm excited about that. I'm gonna meet up with him shortly. I'm inviting you to join me. Shall you? Looks as if they are replacing all of the wood panels, taking up the old and putting down the new. So this would be considered the older planks here. So these will be removed, and you can see the new coloration over there of what's taking place. And you got these lily pads. It's always nice down here. Everyone just kind of sits around in the chairs, enjoys their morning coffee, afternoon brunch, sometimes dinner. I'll walk over and just kind of give a little view, a perspective of the theater. Now, from what I realize, don't hold me to any of this, don't quote me on any of this, but I believe that the movie establishment opened when Celebration, back in '96, reared its head for the first time. Get a bird's eye perspective of the landscape here. At the moment, I am standing right there on the very corner there of the water. Oh, it looks like there's some sailboats and boats out there. I have never, in my tenure here in town, seen a boat out on, I think it's Lake Reinhardt is the name of that lake. I have never seen one out there. I should walk over and look at the placard just so I make sure I got the lake right. They got the Celebration Hotel here. And over here, where M is the theater with those two spires up and the fountain down below and the steps leading down to the lakefront. And that right there is Market Street, which is right here. Why would a place that you would assume be very vital to the community to show movies be closed for a decade? I have pondered that for a while. Today I'm going to get my answer. And there you have it. Lake Reinhardt, dedicated to the memory of Richard Reinhardt. This was named the lake back in November 2005. So peaceful out here in the morning, and it's kind of overcast, which is nice. It's not too warm yet. A little bit of humidity. The summer humidity's out, but yeah, it's not too bad yet. And also happy to report this cafe and coffee shop, which was closed for about the last year. Oh, looking at the signage over there, the banner, it says Downtown Diner has reopened. It was under construction for a while. It is back. I'm gonna have to go in there and get a meal at some point. Probably not today, but at some point, and check that place out. Downtown Diners is back. Could have been a different place before, but whatever was there before, this is here now. Notice the date stamp here on the sewer manhole. Celebration, Florida, established 1994. This is the walking trail. The theater is co-joined with Kilwin's ice cream stand, which is pretty good. I have had a couple scoops of ice cream from there in recent days. Really love the look of this. The architectural style. It's not Art Deco. I think it's called Googie style of architecture. As stated, I am not an expert on this stuff, but I do love to just stare at it and look, and it kind of screams nostalgia, does it not? Look at that right there. Saw Back to the Future here, a reunion back in 2008, and I saw Castaway, the Robert Zemeckis film. Saw two Robert Zemeckis films, Back to the Future reunion, and I saw Castaway, also directed by Robert Zemeckis, with my mom here, right before it closed. And very odd, but at this hour, check my time, is 8:45. The fountain, 8:45 a.m. The fountain is off. Kissimmee, Florida, downtown Kissimmee, 10 miles away. Technically Celebration. The zip code is at Kissimmee, the area, if you want to get really technical, but downtown, 10 miles away. Now if this fountain pops on, that would not be good. You got WDW over here, Burbank over here. Now I've heard, I have not confirmed, that when Celebration was built, one of the letters was misspelled on this. Could have been this one. This is northbound. If you're looking straight north, that is the view. Right there. Sitting empty for a decade. Personally, living in this area a good portion of the year, if it reopened and showed movies, I would frequent this establishment, especially if they did some retro nights, played some older films. I don't go to a lot of newer movies, but I would go to a couple just to kind of support the endeavor and in the community. And if, you know, a lot of movie places, establishments will do retro movies, or throwbacks from the 80s and 90s. This would be a perfect spot for that. You know, in my opinion, all my opinion. Gosh, I would even rent it out if it came down to that. Have a little party in there, a little movie watching party. Put one of my favorite films on and invite a few friends. That'd be fun. I am now about to walk right down the middle, not of Main Street USA, but a road that looks very similar, right down the middle of Market Street, up to the corner up here, to the Cornerstone Market, to get a coffee and meet up. The gentleman is going to give the information about the subject matter. I'm gonna get myself a piping hot caffeinated beverage. All right, I'd like to introduce you to Casey, and tell everyone who you are, Casey, and what your project plans are.
My name is Casey Grebner, and I hope to renovate the Celebration movie theater. So, you know, we have Front Porch Theater Incorporated, and what we want to do is it's only a 2-screen theater, and it's really iconic right here in the downtown Celebration. And what we really want to do is to make one of them, you know, still show old movies, maybe make it a kind of a dine-in theater complex, but then also have live entertainment on the other side. So we could do comedy shows, we can do bands, music, we could show school plays and all kinds of fun stuff there. So to really revitalize the whole downtown area.
Yeah, because when you say older movies, like throwbacks, like 80s, 90s, stuff like that.
Older stuff, and we can do all kinds of stuff. We can do, you know, Star Wars trilogy, you know, throwback, and have people dress up in costumes and all kinds of fun stuff.
I just rented out AMC over at downtown Disney, well, Disney Springs, and I rented Back to the Future. I watched it by myself a couple weeks ago, so maybe you could do Back to the Future if it all.
That's right.
I would be there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'd love to have a DeLorean out front there. That would be awesome
cool
too.
So why has it been closed for a decade?
So it has been closed. So AMC originally, when they took over the property, they wanted 10, they said, we want to have movies at Disney Springs. Okay. And Disney said, sure, you can have a 10-plex. And they're like, no, this is the 90s. we need to have a 24-plex there. And so Disney was like, all right, we'll do that, but we're making this little town over here, south of Walt Disney World, Celebration. We're gonna put in 2 screens there. If you take over those 2 screens, we'll let you have the 24. And so that was the deal that was made.
Right.
So they had kept it open for 15 years, and then they decided, you know, we've done our obligation, and we're just gonna close it down. And so it's been closed ever since.
I'm right on the decade, right? It's been about 10 years?
Yeah, it's been about 10 years.
Because I saw Castaway. My mom and I went and saw Castaway there. That might have been one of the last, well, that's probably 20 years ago, so it maybe stayed open another 10 years.
Yeah. So
I'm drawing a blank on when Castaway came out. It's probably been 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, yeah, time flies.
It's been a while.
So you want to walk over there, maybe peek in the windows, and you give a little more description. Talking about Disney building this town, there is a photo of Michael Eisner standing right over here, dedicating the town next to this fountain, which is pretty cool.
Yes. I remember him also standing over by the cool clock over there as well.
Yeah. Speaking of old school, I got my MGM Studio shirt on. I'm repping old school.
That's right.
All right, let's walk down Market Street and check out the theater.
So Front Porch Theater is a social purpose corporation. So we're an actual corporation, but we have a social purpose. So we're not just out about money. You know, we also have to equally weigh in our social purpose, which is arts, entertainment, and education, specifically for the arts. And so we really want to bring in the whole community, and we're trying to use as many people who live in Celebration into the project. So from architects to our general contractor to lawyers, you know, anyone and everyone who wants to be involved. We want to make it a community effort. So that's really important to us. You know, we are a real corporation, and you know, we really want to make a difference in this community.
Now that I'm strolling along here, there was a third movie. I don't remember what it was, but I think it was a Pixar film. And I waited in a line. The line stretched all the way over here by Wolfgang Bakery. So I saw 3 movies here. Don't ask me what it is because I do not recall, but I do remember the girl I was dating at that time. We were lined up right here, and under one of these trees, a big bug fell out into her hair. So I don't know how I didn't recall that till now. So I saw 3 movies here. Back to the Future, a Pixar film, and Castaway, Robert Zemeckis. And it's attached to Kilwin's, and on the other side is the Colombian restaurant?
Yes, Colombian restaurant.
Now, does that factor into your plans as well? Do you have to kind of coordinate with them? And
well, you know, part of the stipulation of having a lease here in town is that you don't sell some of the same stuff.
So you can't sell ice cream?
We couldn't sell ice cream. We could do slushies or something else that's similar.
Yeah.
Or, you know, Dole Whips. That's
wow.
what I would love to
Little
do.
Disney tie-in there.
Yeah.
Be nice to see this marquee going again. You know, I've always loved the movie The Majestic. Do you kind of feel like a modern-day Jim Carrey character in The Majestic? You're kind of bringing it back.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome, yeah.
So we can't get inside the building today, correct?
That's correct.
But we can just kind of peek in the window?
Yeah, we can peek in and...
So if all things go the way you want it to go, if everything worked out, when would you want to open the doors on this and be able, not to guess, but when would you be able to want to walk in here and start renovations and get everything going?
So the lease ends October 31st of this year. So ideally we'd be in November 1st. Start renovations, you know, put in all the things that we want to do. Because outside it has that really iconic feel.
Isn't it great?
That 50s futuristic kind of Googie style.
That's what it is, Googie, yeah. I keep wanting to say Art Deco, but it's Googie, right?
It's actually Googie style. And then translate that to the inside. Because what AMC did was they just put in their normal counters, normal seats, and everything like that.
So you want to completely remodel the inside?
Completely remodel it. And we'd have some dine-in, we'd have a small arcade, but then probably even do seating right here, because from here, these windows here.
This little alcove here?
This little alcove, you can actually get a nice view of the lake and everything. And it's so beautiful. And to have some seating on the inside just to kind of hang out here.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. So you would just gut the whole thing?
I mean, you know, right now, I mean, we could open it up as it is, but to put in some nice seating, you know, some booth style stuff in there.
And you'd have to redo the screens to put a stage in and all that for other activities.
Put in some, we're gonna have to put in some stages and lighting and stuff like that for live entertainment.
So we got Theater 1 over here on the left side. So would you take the tile work and all that up too? tile's pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm still debating that, you know. It's a little bit busy for my taste, but it's pretty cool. So if nothing else, maybe we'd rip it up and put it in a frame and put it on the wall for old time's sake.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like it could have been where an arcade was.
Yeah, and I think we'd take out that wall there to open it up some more. Put in some seating.
Yeah.
Put in maybe like a little bar area here so people could
Like an open, the windows would be open, kind of like a slide up window type thing?
Yeah.
We could look out over the...
So people could look out a little bit more.
Yeah, you can see the Columbia restaurant there. It's attached. And I guess there could have been a door there at one time, but the windows to Kilwins.
And in the original plans, they had a door there.
No kidding.
And so like that one goes down into kind of their cigar bar. So they have martinis and all kinds of fun
It's a little
stuff.
secret cigar bar there. Wow, okay.
But yeah, the stairs are still there, and they use that area sometimes to have live musicians there. And,
the address is 651 Water Street. Yeah, it says cigar bar since 1905. Of course, that's not correct.
that's not here.
1996.
I think the restaurant.
The restaurant started
in 1905.
Now this theater opened back in 96 when Celebration did the ribbon cutting and all that, right? They're doing some work over there on the dock over there too. Redoing the dock. It could be a good sign. Everything's moving forward here, so cross your fingers on the... Now where can they find more information if they wanted to search for like kind of what you're doing and all that online?
So they can go to frontporchtheaterinc.com. And we're also on Facebook and LinkedIn and a little bit on Instagram as well.
So any kind of updates, information, just go to that website.
Just go to the website.
And you can see how that's going up till Halloween of this year is when AMC says we no longer own this anymore.
We're not going to be a part of it, and that's when hopefully we'll be able to come in and do it. It's going to take about 4 to 6 months, so I'm guessing May of next year. That's our goal. So to get in there, revamp everything, and we'll have an awesome grand opening.
Cool. Very cool. I think I want to walk around the back, because I think around the back, I think Celebration is like painted on the side, right?
It is.
Want to walk around the back and check it out?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would imagine as many events take place here in town, you would definitely have a clientele and a demographic that would come here, not only locals, but you know, for the Celebration car show, for Christmas, for Halloween, with Jeter Bend and all that, everyone going to see the lights.
Absolutely.
Especially if you could get, you know, the rights to play certain movies at certain times of the year, you probably have a packed house.
I think we would. And you know, there's a perfect place to put in some fancy cars up here, put in that DeLorean.
Yep, I have a photo in '08 with the DeLorean from the Back to the Future reunion, right over there in that corner.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have a photo, a younger me over there. And it said BTTF, Back to the Future, right across the marquee there. Yeah, the car show out here draws quite a crowd. Casey was just mentioning how in the ads they used to have small boats sailing out on the lake. And it's funny because I mentioned that. I went over there to the little information placard that shows a layout of the land, kind of the map of downtown, and it has the sailboats in it. So
yes.
it's interesting that you brought that up because I mentioned that at the beginning of the video.
That's
as well.
Awesome. And for a little while they actually had those little swan duck boat things.
Oh really?
They actually rented them out so you could, you know, do paddling out there and stuff.
Wonder what, maybe because of the gators?
Yeah, there's a couple small gators, but they wouldn't
small.
bother you. Yeah.
Man, that would be cool.
You know.
So maybe first thing would be to get the theater going, and then the second one would be bring back the paddle boats.
There you go.
Have you ever been on one of those?
Oh yes.
I always realize how completely out of shape I am when I get to the middle of a lake.
It's a lot of work.
Now you can kind of see the spires here from the side of the Columbia restaurant as well. It is unusual because those two spires are definitely a beacon to draw you in to go see a movie. And I would imagine quite a few people walk over there thinking it's open, and then
oh yeah,
sad trombone moment. It's not open.
You peer in and that's it. You're like, oh man, there's nothing here. You know, but to have those lit up again in bright colors, and you know, it definitely needs some work. But you know, we're willing to put in the effort.
Also, Lexington, well, I heard you talking about Lexington. Do you want to explain who Lexington is?
So Lexington is a real estate investment management firm up in New York, and they own all the downtown property here. And so they lease all the property here. They also own one other property in town, but they are the building owners. And so they would be the people I would hopefully get a lease with.
So they're the ones you have to be in contact with.
Yes. Yes.
They're kind of the ones holding all the cards.
Yes. Yes. At this point, yes. There's been a couple attempts to sublease the space, but pretty much, you know, every attempt has failed so far. But I think that's partially because they kept on making rent. You know, they kept on getting money from AMC, so
right.
There's no reason for them.
If they're not getting that money, they're going to have their eyes on other projects.
That's right. That's right. So, you know, they kept getting money. So, but this is the chance. The lease is ending, so we're going to hopefully get in there.
This is the time, man.
Yeah.
It's the time to make it happen.
That's right.
So this is the back door to one of the theaters.
Yeah,
this would probably be Theater 1.
Theater 1.
So there'd be one on the other side
and
too.
And then there's one over here as well.
There's one over on the other side too. So if you're doing any kind of events or anything, you need any like musicians or bands or anything, they'd probably load in this back door here.
They'd probably load in the back door. We'd probably get them a nice RV back here in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And so they can have their own little green room.
There you go. One thing I have noticed here in town, a lot of people do ride bikes. You were also saying you're going to put some bike racks in up front.
Yeah, that would be awesome because, you know, a lot of our clientele will be from in town. So put in some bike racks, people bike in, you know, enjoy the theater.
I see a lot of people riding bikes around.
A lot of different stuff. I mean, we have on Sundays, the farmer's market.
Yeah, that's great.
We're hoping to do on Sundays, like, arts festivals inside the theater and stuff like that.
Just don't put any skateboarding or skateboard rack.
Skateboarding.
No skateboards, and they have removed, Celebration has removed the little scooters that were in here for a while.
Yeah.
That lasted about 2 weeks. I did a couple videos where I rode around on the scooters. Thought, this is great, but I did not see that lasting, and I was correct with my assumption today.
Yeah. They do have a bike rental place right behind
they do.
the,
it's called the Bike Taxi.
Bike Taxi.
And it's over there behind the Celebration Hotel, and there's a squirrel walking by. At least it's not a cat walking past, because that would be bad luck. So a squirrel walking past, that's good luck. Now, could this be a foreshadowing, this piece of equipment right here? Something you want to tell me? Have you already gotten started on this project?
I wish. I wish.
Look, they got the little crane up there. They always like this around the back. A lot of people don't realize this is around the back here unless you park back here. Has the Celebration name on there. And there was something above it that they've removed.
Yeah, it looks like the AMC logo was there.
Oh, the AMC logo was up there. So AMC's already removed their logo and
taking it off.
So as of Halloween of 2021, AMC no longer has a hand in this, and it's open season. What do you think would happen if things didn't go through and you didn't get it? Would it just continue to sit here forever?
Yeah, I mean, the theater really is meant to be a theater. Like, the only other thing they could do is like tear it down and put in some more offices and retail spaces, and that would cost a lot of money, and they don't want to spend.
There's a lot of stuff here in town that's sitting empty. Like you mentioned, the place on the corner. What was the restaurant on the corner?
D'Antonio's, this Italian place.
On the corner of Water and Market Street.
Yep.
And then there was a school a block from here, and that whole building's sitting empty.
That whole building is also sitting empty.
And this is also sitting empty. All right, so everyone can go, once again, let everybody know where they can go get more information on your plans. Also, you have the button here.
Oh yeah, button.
And anybody wants to get a button, that they could go to the website to get one of those. To find out how to get one.
Donate to us. We actually just set up a GoFundMe. So I'm currently kind of self-funding everything right now. So you know, just to keep things moving, we're trying to get architect plans, and all this costs money. So
yeah.
But yeah, through the GoFundMe, you know, just donate. I think it's like $5-10 bucks. I'll send you a button.
Okay. So, and you have a detailed plan of everything that's going on there to get all the information.
We do. And if you're interested in investing, absolutely, you know, send me an email, and we'll get you the business plan and all the little stuff to it. So.
Awesome. Sounds good, Casey.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking to me.
Absolutely.
I'm going to check out the website too.
Yes. FrontPorchTheaterInc.com.
All right. And with that, I'm going to end the video. The vlog is over. The squirrel is just enjoying that piece of bread. Just think, squirrel, maybe by this time next year that could be popcorn, enjoying it at the theater here in town. Oh, you're going to go ahead and head over there? Gonna go ahead and head over there.
Good plan.
I think the squirrel's camera shy. It's like, I'm gonna eat this in peace. Leave me alone. Okay, see you later, squirrel.